In the heart of the Middle East, tensions are once again reaching a breaking point. After Israeli airstrikes shook Doha, the capital of Qatar, the Arab-Islamic world has moved swiftly to respond. Leaders from across the Muslim world are now gathering in an emergency summit to craft a united front. And at the center of these diplomatic maneuvers stands Pakistan's Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif. Today, we take a closer look at why this summit matters, what role Pakistan is playing, and how this moment could reshape the geopolitics of the region. The recent escalation began when Israel targeted Hamas leaders in Doha. This was not just another strike in the decades-long Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This time, the strikes landed in Qatar, a sovereign nation, a key regional player, and a state known for its mediation in international disputes. The attack was more than a violation of territorial integrity. It was a direct challenge to diplomacy itself. Qatar, for years, has served as a hub for negotiations, from U.S.-Taliban talks to back-channel communications between regional rivals. By striking in Doha, Israel sent shockwaves across the Arab and Islamic world. In response, Qatar, backed by Pakistan, convened an Arab-Islamic emergency summit under the banner of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC. When Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif landed in Doha on Monday, he was received with full diplomatic honors by Qatar's Minister of Culture, Sheikh Abdulrahman bin Hamad Al Thani. But this was not merely a ceremonial visit. Pakistan has co-sponsored the summit, positioning itself as a leading voice against Israeli aggression. The Pakistani delegation included some of the most powerful names in its government: Defense Minister Khawaja Asif, Information Minister Ataullah Tarar, and Special Assistant Tariq Fatemi. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar had already been on the ground, engaging in intense discussions with counterparts from Egypt, Iran, Turkey, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, and the OIC leadership. This level of diplomatic investment highlights a bigger ambition. Pakistan is seeking to amplify its role as a key player in the Muslim world and as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council. At the ministerial session of the summit, Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar minced no words. He declared Israel's strike on Qatar a war crime, a violation of international law, and a breach of the UN Charter. Dar framed the attack not just as an assault on a sovereign state, but as a strike against diplomacy itself. Qatar's position as a mediator in global conflicts, he argued, made this attack an assault on the very idea of negotiation and peaceful dialogue. But Dar did not stop at condemnation. He presented a roadmap of concrete actions, establishing an Arab-Islamic task force to monitor and counter Israeli actions, suspending Israel's membership in the United Nations, introducing punitive measures, both economic and diplomatic, to deter further violations, demanding a permanent ceasefire, ensuring humanitarian access and prisoner exchanges, and most importantly, reviving global momentum for a two-state solution. This comprehensive plan reflects a shift. The Islamic world is not just calling for restraint. It is demanding accountability. Reactions across the region have been swift. Countries like Iran and Turkey, already vocal critics of Israel, have welcomed stronger measures. Egypt and Qatar, who often play intermediary roles, now find themselves directly under pressure to push back harder. For smaller states like Malaysia and Bangladesh, the summit provides a rare opportunity to amplify their voices on the international stage. The OIC's Secretary-General echoed the urgency, stressing that this is not just a Palestinian issue anymore. It is an attack on the sovereignty of member states. This framing is crucial. By positioning the strike as an assault on diplomacy and sovereignty, the Arab-Islamic bloc is attempting to widen international support beyond traditional Palestinian solidarity. But what does this mean for the global geopolitical chessboard? First, the United States and European powers face a dilemma. On one hand, they rely on Qatar for energy, mediation, and regional stability. On the other, they remain Israel's staunchest allies. Striking in Doha forces Western capitals to confront an uncomfortable truth. Israel's actions are beginning to undermine even their closest regional partners. Second, for Pakistan, this moment could be transformative. For years, Pakistan has struggled to balance domestic challenges with an active foreign policy. Now, by co-sponsoring this summit and pushing for concrete actions, Islamabad is signaling that it wants to reclaim a leadership role in the Muslim world. And third, the conflict's scope is widening. What began as an Israeli-Palestinian confrontation now risks pulling in multiple states, from Gulf monarchies to South Asian democracies. The path ahead is uncertain. The OIC's ability to enforce tough measures has historically been limited. Calls for suspending Israel from the UN or imposing punitive sanctions face steep resistance from Western powers. Yet, this summit marks a shift in tone. Instead of fragmented condemnations, we are seeing a push for collective, coordinated action. If the Arab-Islamic world can sustain this unity, it could redefine the diplomatic landscape of the Middle East. For Pakistan, success here would mean more than just symbolic leadership. It could translate into stronger alliances, deeper diplomatic influence, and a louder voice in the halls of the United Nations. As Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif takes his seat among the leaders in Doha, the stakes could not be higher. The Arab-Islamic Summit is more than a meeting. It's a test of unity, of diplomacy, and of whether the Muslim world can stand together against violations of sovereignty and international law. And, for Pakistan, it's a chance to step out of the shadows and take on the role of a global statesman. The world is watching, not just the speeches, but the actions that follow. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of global and geopolitical affairs. And let us know in the comments, do you think the Arab-Islamic Summit will succeed in holding Israel accountable? Or will this end up as just another symbolic gathering? Stay tuned, because in geopolitics, today's summit could shape tomorrow's headlines.